CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. In today's video, we have yet another NBA 2K24 My NBA Rebuild video, aka the Restart Challenge, aka the Blow It Up Challenge, in which we take the 5 starters from an NBA team. We have to trade all of them away in an attempt to win the NBA championship within that same season. So far, we've accomplished this with the teams we've done so far, at least one of them. I'm not going to tell you which one. Go ahead back to the other videos, check them out, see if you can find which one. Videos on the channel. But anyways, we're doing these alphabetical order. We're on the Orlando Magic right now, and the 5 starters that we will be trading away, it's Paolo, we got Franz Wagner, we got Cole Anthony, we got Markelle Fultz, and of course Wendell Carter Jr. Actually, apologies, Cole Anthony's not in the starting lineup. It's Jalen Suggs. So it's Paolo, Franz, Fultz, Wendell Carter Jr., and Jalen Suggs. Cole Anthony has been coming off the bench, so we don't necessarily need to trade him, but if he is in a trade package with one of the starters, that is a-okay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is going to be really difficult to put together a championship team. I'm not expecting to find a whole lot of great offers in the trade finder for any of these guys, especially for Jalen Suggs, because of the overalls. They are all very young in age, so hopefully that bumps up their star rating. But we'll just have to see. So right off the bat, Paolo, the best player, he's the one we're going to have to trade for a star. And so far, the best offers we're getting, Chris Middleton and DeMar DeRozan, Jaren Jackson Jr., DeJounte Murray, Bam Adebayo. I mean, they're not bad players, but are these players that are really going to change, the landscape, Are they going to really affect this team's ability to win games? Is it going to make the Magic a championship level team? Now, Jamal Murray, that one could definitely be a game changer. I don't know why the Nuggets would offer this, but nonetheless, they are. So that is something we are definitely going to consider. And the rest of these offers kind of suck. I mean, that's just to put it lightly, they're not good. This is by far the best offer, and it's probably the best offer we're going to get, trading Paolo for Jamal Murray. So we are more than likely going to go ahead and do that. Now, of course, we could get some added depth, go with Nick Claxton and Cameron Thomas here, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. So yeah, I think we're going to go with that trade, but let's go ahead and also check out some of the other trade offers just to see if any other good guards are popping up. We got Desmond Bane coming in here for Franz, Lauri Markkanen. Okay, so we're in the clear. Let's go ahead. Let's do this Jamal Murray trade. I think that's the best one. Some of these other ones, I mean, they're not bad, but yeah, let's be honest. It's either going to be the Jalen Brunson trade here. Actually, that one might be better, the Jalen Brunson trade. It just really depends. Do you value Jalen Brunson more, or do you value Jamal Murray more? But then also, you get Emmanuel Quickley here, who could definitely come off the bench. You lose Jonathan Isaac, but honestly, that's okay with me. If we look at his stats, I mean, he's not bad per se. I mean, he's good. He's got potential. I'm not going to go into the whole details of him being away and not playing any games for a long time, but I think, yeah, let's go ahead and do this trade. Forget Jamal Murray. We're doing Jalen Brunson. All right, going back to the trade finder now, and Franz. Let's see if any new or different offers have popped up now. Desmond Bane is still there. Lauri Markkanen is still there. Keegan Murray. A package for Nick Claxton and Cameron Thomas, trading away Cole Anthony, so we can avoid that awkward situation since we have Emmanuel Quickley now. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, OG Anunoby, Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid. I like that. Robert Williams, Kuminga. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else too great. So really, the best options we have here, I would say, is the Desmond Bane trade, the Lauri Markkanen trade, and the Nick Claxton, Cameron Thomas package here. I think the best value, honestly, it's going to be this Lauri Markkanen trade, so let's go through with that one. Okay, 3 more starters to trade away: Fultz, Wendell Carter Jr., and Jalen Suggs. So far, we have a point guard, a small forward / power forward, and then we have another guard that, I mean, he could start alongside Jalen Brunson, or he could come off the bench, just depending on how things work out. So let's go ahead and see what we can get for Fultz. We need to focus on forwards and bigs now. Kenyon Martin Jr., that's not a bad option. Brook Lopez. Anyone else coming in here? PJ Washington, I like that. John Collins. Kevin Huerter, no thank you. Mitchell Robinson, that's not bad. Tim Hardaway Jr., he can play forward. Dorian Finney-Smith. Jonas Valanciunas, that's a good option. Jakob Poeltl, Yusuf Nurkic, Naz Reid. I've already said before how much I like Naz Reid. Jeremy Grant, no thanks. And that's about it. Okay, so we have those options. And then if we look at Wendell Carter Jr. trades, a lot of the same offers here, or same players at least. Walker Kessler, I like that. Miles Bridges, Mitchell Robinson again. What else? Michael Porter Jr. Oh, Markelle Fultz and Wendell Carter Jr. packaged together for Michael Porter Jr. Excuse me. That might be okay. This one for Jalen Duren, Jakob Poeltl. Ooh, Şengün. We can get Şengün? Really? Really? Oh, okay. This is by far the best offer so far. Anything else? Naz Reid's in there again. Robert Williams. No, that's it. I mean, it's not even a question. All right, and we get Victor Oladipo. Let's do it. There we go. Okay, now looking at the roster, we have Fultz and Suggs to trade away, and we now have a center, a small forward, a point guard, and then we have a couple guys that can fill in alongside Jalen Brunson. Looking good. All right, let's go ahead now and see if any of the offers for Fultz have changed. And it looks like Kenyon Martin Jr., yeah, a lot of the players are still there. Nothing really switched up, I would say. But we do need to focus, like I said, on some forwards. Maybe a power forward now, Dorian Finney-Smith. Tim Hardaway Jr., I'd be okay with that. Have a scoring option. What else do we have here? Jae'Sean Tate, Jakob Poeltl. Nothing too crazy. Dort, I like Dort, but I don't want to trade Oladipo. We just got him. We got again Jeremy Grant. I'm not a huge fan of Jeremy Grant personally. It's just the contract though. Like, he's not a bad player, of course. I just hate how much money Portland paid him. Like, he's not that good of a player to be earning that kind of a contract, in my opinion. But hey, congrats on him for getting that bag. Let's see, Walker Kessler again, but pairing him next to Şengün just doesn't really make sense. So I think it's really going to come down to Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I guess Obi Toppin. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not feeling too strongly about any one of these other than, I guess, I kind of like Finney-Smith and Tim Hardaway Jr. being a Mavs fan. So those are the ones I'm leaning towards. I guess Tim Hardaway Jr., his shooting has not been the most pleasant. Like, it's been okay. I would prefer better. And then Dorian Finney-Smith for the defense alone. And let's look at the roster again. So, I mean, we have other scoring options. We don't need a scorer per se. So I'm kind of leaning towards that Dorian Finney-Smith deal. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm a Dorian Finney-Smith believer, fan. I can't really explain it. I just like the guy, okay? And he can play the stretch four pretty well. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, we've made the trade. Let's go back to the trade finder. And now we have a pretty solid near starting lineup here. We just need to trade Jalen Suggs away, and then that's all 5 of the starters. So really, it's just going to come down to fitting some roles off the bench. We have way too many guards at this point. I mean, we have, one of these guys needs to fill in at shooting guard, and I really hope that the coach does not auto-put like Gary Harris or someone in shooting guard, but I bet they will. We'll just have to see, though. But yeah, we have Anthony Black. We have Victor Oladipo, Gary Harris. I mean, we have so many guards that could come off the bench right now. It's insane. So I think we really need to focus on getting a forward or a big off the bench. Probably a forward. So let's see what we can get for Jalen Suggs. Anything good. Any good quality. Kelly Oubre Jr. I like that. That's not too bad. Bobby Portis. What else? Zaire Williams, Caleb Martin, Miles Bridges. Walker. Wow, we're getting some good centers. Heck, we might just go for a backup center at this point. Why not? There, Tim Hardaway Jr. We can get rid of Suggs and Gary Harris. I like Jaden Hardy. I don't know how he does in 2K simulations, but that might be worth considering. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Christian Braun. That would also be good. Ooh, Bruce Brown. I like Bruce Brown. I don't know how he does in 2K Sims. Anything else? Jalen Duren's popping up in this? Really? Wow, we're getting some really good offers for Jalen Suggs. Yeah, I'm about to go for a Jalen Duren in a moment here. I mean, I don't know. I'm stuck though because I kind of like how some of these other pieces fit the team. Not that that's ever really mattered in 2K simulations, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of hard to pass up. I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Why not? We're going for the ratings. All right, so now we have Jalen Brunson, Lauri Markkanen, Şengün, Jalen Duren, Cole Anthony, Emmanuel Quickley, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mo Wagner, Gary Harris, Biadica, I think that's how you say his name, Oladipo, Anthony Black. Yeah, okay, we have a pretty deep team now, I would say. Not too shabby. And yeah, like I said, they're probably going to start Gary Harris off the bench. Or yeah, they're going to start Gary Harris as shooting guard. It's whatever. It's fine. Lauri Markkanen, Finney-Smith, Şengün, and then our bench. Oh my goodness, our bench. Cole Anthony and Emmanuel Quickley are the two guards off the bench. Jalen Duren at center. We got Mo Wagner. I guess, would Mo Wagner go to power forward? I mean, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. We're good. This team is solid. I like it. Oh, and we have Admiral, the Admiral. He's not coming off the bench. He's back in the reserves. But you know what? Just having him on the roster, that's cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and simulate this season, see what happens. I don't have super high hopes, but I have a lot more hope than what we had before with whatever roster it was. I mean, we started with the highest overall being, like an 80, yeah, 84. Now we have an 88, 86, 84. Yeah, that's pretty solid. And we didn't even trade any of our first round picks, which, now that I think about it, probably would have been a good idea considering we have quite a few picks going on here. Let's just see if anything pops up for any of these picks. What if we just package a couple of them together? I'm curious. I'm curious to see if anything... See, look at that. Bobby Portis Jr. pops up right away. I mean, come on. We should have done one of these trades. I don't know if it's kind of disobeying the rules if we do something like... I mean, look, Nick Claxton. Are people going to get upset if I do this? I don't know. Are y'all watching going to get upset? Is this considered cheating? I mean, we traded all 5 of the starters. It's a rebuild. I don't necessarily think we're doing anything entirely wrong here. Man, this Nick Claxton deal is... How many centers do you need, though? I mean, he can fill in at the power forward, I suppose. But, okay, who else we got? Valanciunas, Monty Morris, Schroeder, Jura Nurkic, Robert Williams, Kevon Looney, Bobby Portis. Just too many centers. Any forwards? Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin would not be too bad. That's an upgrade over Caleb Houston. And then Miles Bridges, Walker Kessler, Mitchell Robinson, Nick Claxton. I mean, I'm leaning towards Nick Claxton or Christian Braun just for the sake of having Christian Braun. I think he's a good player, a lot of potential. It's a difficult one. But I think maybe we will go. We'll go with the Caleb Martin trade. I mean, I can't commit to anything. This is embarrassing. Just because I feel bad for. There's an interview with this guy recently about how he hates how the Wizards aren't competitive. So you know what? We'll bring him to Orlando. Let's do it. All right, there you go. We'll rebuild the rotation once again, and there you have it. He's going to get some minutes as well. So there you go. I think we got a good squad now. Let's go ahead and start the simulation. All right, Luka winning MVP, almost getting a triple-double, 31 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal. You already know who won Rookie of the Year. We don't have to say it. Paolo, after we traded him away to New York, was coming off the bench and got 6th Man of the Year, 21 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Defensive Player of the Year to Giannis. Most Improved to Şengün on the Orlando Magic. Let's go. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block per game. Clutch Player of the Year is Luka. Coach of the Year is the Orlando Magic coach. Finishing 1st in the East. Let's go. And, of course, also getting Executive of the Year. I highly doubt anyone made the All-NBA teams, but we're going to go ahead and take a look anyways. And so far, not seeing anything. Nope, no sir. Not making any All-NBA teams. Same with the All-Defensive teams. And then as for the rookies, now that one, Let's go ahead and see. Nope, nothing. All right, that's about it. So let's go ahead now. And again, we already kind of know from the awards, but the Orlando Magic finishing with a #1 seed in the East, 53 wins, 29 losses. And one game behind is the Miami Heat, so we're going to have to watch out for them. The Bucks getting the 5 seed and the Celtics barely making the play-in, which means they're probably going to be a menace in the playoffs because that's just what the Celtics and Bucks do in these simulations. Now over in the West, the Clippers getting the 1 seed, followed by the Mavs, Grizzlies, and Thunder, and the Nuggets. So that's what we got to look out for there. A little bit surprising. The Kings did not make the play-in, neither did the Timberwolves, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And then, honestly, I don't really think there's any surprises of teams missing the playoffs in the East, personally. I could totally see all that happening. So let's go ahead now, take a look at the season stats for our team. And the most points per game was Jalen Brunson, who is out for the season? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. Dislocated right patella, out for the season, so that kind of hurts our championship hopes right there. But nonetheless, the rest of the team looking solid too. Lauri Markkanen, 21 points per game. Şengün, 16. Cole Anthony, 15 off the bench. Emmanuel Quickley off the bench with 13. Jalen Duren off the bench with 12. Gary Harris, he was starting. He was getting nearly 10 points per game. I mean, a lot of players contributing double digits in scoring, so that's a good look. For the rebounds, Duren and Şengün with the most on the team. Both of them getting in double digits. Lauri Markkanen following behind. And then for the assists, Şengün's the leader in assists on the team. That's pretty crazy. So, yeah, that's what we got looking out for us for the Orlando Magic. As for players that got traded away, Paolo, 21 points per game here on the New York Knicks. Again, coming off the bench for most of the games. As we saw, and then Jonathan Isaac way down here, only played in 31 games in the season, 5 points per game. Over on the Jazz, Franz Wagner is the leading scorer on the team with 17 points per game. Good looking out for him. Good to see him performing well after the trade. Over on the Houston Rockets, Wendell Carter Jr., 12 points per game, 9 rebounds, and an assist. Good looks from him. And then on the Brooklyn Nets, Markelle Fultz with nearly 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 55% from the field. His three-point percentage leaves much to be desired, but nonetheless, I mean, great contribution from him, and he was starting, so congrats to Markelle Fultz. All right, let's go ahead now. We're going to simulate the play-in first. Okay, and then our matchup is, like I said, those Boston Celtics, man. It's going to be difficult, especially with Brunson out right now. And let's just confirm he's still out, because I've seen before where, the injury status will say out for the season, but then he's actually back. So yeah, it still says he's out for the season. And then Lauri Markkanen is day-to-day with a strained right hip. So this team is just hanging on by a thread. And then as for the Celtics roster, who do they have? They have pretty much the same lineup as we've seen. It doesn't really look like they made any monumental trades at all. So let's go ahead and start simulating. And I fully expect Boston to sweep at this point just because of the injuries. However, it looks like we did pull out one game. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into SimCast for this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, now we really do have to go into SimCast. What is going on? Are we going to come back from a 3-1 deficit? I'd be surprised, but weirder things have happened. That's for sure. All right, so far it's a close game, neck and neck in the second quarter. Going into the third, it's still pretty close. Going into the fourth, starting to pull away a little bit, but I think maybe, come on, Orlando, you have a little bit of life in you. No, you don't. Okay, that's it. That is all. So, losing in 7 games, Boston and Milwaukee in the second round. And again, I mean, I'm not too shocked just because, look, Brunson's out. He's not playing. Lauri Markkanen was injured for at least the first game. So not really much of a shocker that we end up losing in the first round there. Maybe I should have gone back and updated the injuries so that Brunson wasn't injured, but I just feel like that's kind of cheating, right? I mean, I know the injury game's kind of chance, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the playoffs. Milwaukee sweeping Boston. And then, all right, Western Conference Finals MVP Steph Curry with 30 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Giannis over in Milwaukee is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and putting up some huge numbers as well. Wow, look at those steals and blocks. That is insane. So it's Bucks versus Warriors in the finals. go ahead, simulate, and the Golden State Warriors winning yet another NBA championship, winning in 7 games. Steph Curry is your finals MVP, and that'll be that for the simulation. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think this team would have made it to the finals if Brunson was healthy? Are there any other trades that we should have done? Should we have gotten Jamal Murray instead maybe? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe for more NBA 2K24 My NBA Rebuild videos, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.